We're having some tech issues, folks. Just stand by. We'll be on the air momentarily. Again, folks, we apologize. We're having a little bit of tech issues here getting the streams loaded here. Just stand by and we'll be on the air momentarily. I promise.
Can we please have quiet on the set?
Are we on? Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
How goes it, everybody?
Welcome to Renegades Recap, everybody. Sorry for the delay there. Uncle Jeff forgot to put music on his own trailer because he was in a rush today. Oy.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
It does. It does indeed. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. It's Jeff and JJ, but that's okay. You're probably watching on my channel, which is probably why you said hello to Jeff, and it's all good. We'll get there.
It's all good.
I can actually hear you now. Volume up, Jeff. There it is. Now I can hear everybody. Okay, very good. So if you're tuning in this late on a Monday, you're wondering where the hell's Talk Wrestling. That's tomorrow night because I ain't doing the same show twice in a week because that's just ridiculous. So in its place, we are going to have Renegades Recap on this Monday because it is the first of the month. And Halloween done.
Yeah, it's the official kickoff of the holiday season, baby.
It's the holiday season, so hoop-de-doo and dickory dock, damn it.
And I see you're already decked out for Christmas with your Santa hat, and I see the Disneyland tree behind you there on Main Street, USA, and yet here I am with the Michael Myers t-shirt, and I feel like that's a fitting statement on both of our personalities.
Damn right.
Right here. Because, you know, as much as I wanted to throw on the Christmas shirt and just be like, you know what, F the haters, baby.
That's it.
I haven't worn this shirt yet. And, you know, with some of the stuff we're going to be talking about tonight, I figured it was the perfect shirt to display. Yes, Matt, thank you. Hit that like button. Share this to your people because we're going to give you a whole bunch of content, stuff that we've talked about on Renegades Reviews this month. You know, what's coming up next month. I've got a whole bag of goodies that we're going to get to here, new acquisitions to the library, and a huge announcement towards the end of the show.
And not only that, Jay, but if there's one person in the room who's more important than you or I, it's the person watching this and saying, hey, guys. So there you go. There she is.
That is right.
There she is.
Hey, babe. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Even though, you know, I sent you the link. So I figured if you were available, you would make yourself known on here. Thank you for joining us this evening. I know it's almost, hey, you know what? It is almost midnight where she is.
God bless her, man.
The fact that she is tuning in to watch our goofy asses, that says a lot about my woman. So
it says a lot about the both of us because, you know, when I was on the Jericho cruise last week, I ran into Will Ospreay because that's what happens on the Jericho cruise. Shit like that happens. And, you know, he had a friend there and she was very, very attractive. And I got more than one comment. What is that awesome restaurant and that beautiful woman doing with your goofy ass? I'm like, it's a Jericho cruise, baby. We partying. Of course, I didn't say that I was dehydrated. She gave me spring water to save my damn life. But, you know, hey, anyway.
So before we get too far off in the weeds, as we have said, thank you for tuning in today. This evening, I guess I should say. I'm so used to doing this during the daytime.
I know, for real.
There's still sunlight outside, but you know, such is life.
Freaking sun goes down at 6 o'clock now, so shit.
This is also true. It's the
holiday season, like I said.
Hey, but thank you to each and every one of you that is here to join us tonight. This month has been a great month for movies. Yes. You know, we had Halloween Kills premiere in theaters, as well as on Peacock, and exceed expectations with the box office it's brought in to date, considering that a lot of people were streaming it.
Yeah.
The fact that it is done what it is done in theaters, and I don't have the number in front of me, forgive me, but it's doing really, really good, all things considered. We had the Chucky series premiere on the Sci-Fi Channel. 3 episodes deep in. I've seen the first 2 so far, and just a phenomenal continuation of we'll call it the Dorif Chucky storyline.
The classic timeline, yes.
Yes.
And I will say this.
The Barkley timeline.
Yes. For the record, Halloween Kills, after it's been 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
A little over 2 weeks. $255.5 million.
And what was its budget?
Far less. So it's I mean,
so it's at least doubled, if not tripled, its budget.
Yeah, it's done very, very well. Unfortunately, the reviews are not as good as the numbers, box office wise. And I'm hearing a lot of people say it felt like a placeholder. Like Travis was very adamant about that when I talked to him about it. He said it felt like a placeholder because we've all heard that Blumhouse wanted to do a trilogy, 78, 18, and the last one. And the studio wanted a trilogy from them directly. So this one, I guess, feels like, I mean, I loved it. I love going to see it in theaters. I love watching it on Peacock again. I watched it last night. Shit.
I enjoyed the new one. I know a lot of people have been criticizing Anthony Michael Hall and the Tommy Doyle character, but I enjoyed him in that role. I mean, granted, he's no Paul Rudd, but still, it's like
I apologize. I was wrong. I had the Halloween 2018 numbers because stupid Google screwed me over there. Worldwide Kills has done $116.5 million, which is still well above expectations for worldwide gross. Domestic here in the country, it's done over 85 million, which again is above expectations. People were pretty clear in their thinking that it was going to be on Peacock. It was going to screw them box office wise. Like I said, I was there the first show I could get. So
very good, very good. And then we also had the fan films.
Yes,
came out just a couple nights ago. The Haddonfield Nightmare, and forgive me, what was the other one?
Well, okay. The thing with the other one is this: they haven't actually released the film yet. The crew at Dark Crown kept having things come up where they wanted to add it to the movie, so they kept filming new scenes. They got a guy. I got to look at him. He did an amazing job as Loomis. And there wasn't a Loomis in their film at first, and now there is. So, from what I've been hearing from Mr. Dylan, whatever the hell his name is, they're looking for end of the year, but they released a little bit of a snippet of it on Friday. It looks good. Like I said, from what I've seen of it filmed and what I saw in front of me, it looks really good. But the Haddonfield Nightmare, oh my goodness, Braden and the team did an amazing job with that. Everybody's saying it is a proper follow-up to H2O. Is right on the money.
I completely agree.
Whew, man,
I completely agree with that. It very much did what 2018 did, but with the Tate storyline, and picked it up 22 years later, and it's really good. I mean, yes, you can tell that it's a fan film, but that notwithstanding, I thought the script was done really well. I thought the way that it was shot was good.
Yeah.
I thought the score was good.
Yes. Yeah. We gotta give the guy in the score props on that. He did a great job with it. If there was one thing that I would be overly critical upon, it's I didn't like the fact that they telegraphed Michael before each kill. Yeah, I mentioned that to Braden. I tried to during when he and I were talking on Thursday. I didn't want to be spoiled guy, but yeah, like it was like the beauty of Michael was you didn't see him coming, and you saw him coming like every time here,
every single time.
Yeah, and it was like, and you know, and I tried to gloss over.
Stevie Wonder could have seen his ass every fucking time, like for real. And I'm sorry, there's our one that slipped out, but you know.
We only 18 in, Jay. You killing me, Smalls. Anyway. Yeah, it's your show. Who gives a shit? Anyway. That was the one. If I have one bitch, that's the one bitch. But it was, and I loved, and you know, he said we could do spoilers as of Monday, so I'm going to say this. I love that they kept Mustafa's tradition. Don't kill Michael. That was great. I'm not gonna say what happens and then why he doesn't, but the fact that they have room to grow is wonderful.
Yeah.
Because every bit I didn't want to see the resurrection continuation, I want to see this go on.
Yeah.
And see what happens next.
This was really well done. And
Yes.
if they continue with another film in this timeline, then I will probably be a supporter financially so that I can get my name in the end credits, just like you did, sir.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, it was kind of cool sitting through watching the credits and seeing Jeff Meacham as it scrolled across the television set.
Yeah, I told Brad on Thursday. I was like, it was weird seeing my name in the Halloween credits, but it was cool. And for the record, Ms. Hogan and Mr. and Mrs. Rift, congratulations, you two, by the way, as of Friday. I haven't said that on my channel yet, so there you go. Your copies are coming when they come. I don't know when they're going to ship out the hard copies, but I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I got Yade the H2O retro cover edition because that was her movie H2O. So, and I want to get her the similar cover. I don't know when I sent the riffs. I couldn't tell you at this point. I bought so much shit for this thing. I couldn't tell you. I've got at least 2 copies coming myself now. So, whatever. Maybe I'll send one your way.
I would appreciate that.
And I only say that because we've stressed hard copies on this channel. Even though every damn one of the Halloween movies is on stream at some point, I got a stack of them right here next to my right here with all the saga. So
same right here to my left.
Yep. And it's funny. I was showing you in private, and I'll go ahead and divulge to the people. I was trying to arrange my my scheduling for watching these damn things next year because I like to plan in advance. I decided to group Season of the Witch, the theatrical of Curse, and the 2 Rob Zombies together as the Unloved Children.
And Resurrection, right?
And Resurrection, yes, because goddamn, those movies get lampooned. And I only didn't put 5 in there because 5 actually continues the Jamie Lloyd saga. Otherwise, it'd be thrown in that mess too. Because God, is 5 bad? But yeah, so it's gonna be
anytime we gotta watch Busta Rhymes try to do martial arts, it's a bad night. Like, I'd rather dig my eyes out with a fireplace poker than have to watch him try to do that shit again.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Santa's Sleigh. Oh wait, I have to do that thanks to your ass. Never mind.
That's right. That's right. You're gonna watch Billy Boy.
Santa Claus. That just screams vomit. Anyway,
you're gonna watch Billy Boy and you're gonna laugh.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna laugh for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, the right ones for me. Anyway.
But anyways.
I'm on the air. You can hear I'm on the air. What do you want?
Hey, you're on the air. I thought we were talking Uncle Jay.
No, I told you I was going to Uncle Jay as soon as Aaron was done with his review. What do you need?
Oh, I'm watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And
we're live, folks.
We're live. You watched the one with Johnny Depp? I'm sorry.
No, I like it. I like it better than the original. It's fun.
Okay, well, good. Talk to your mother. She likes that one with the original too. So, yeah, you're not his nephew anymore. Get the hell out of here.
Okay.
He takes off.
But
I mean, usually give Burton all the love in the world, but damn it, is that a bad movie? Anyway,
yeah, it is. So, like I said, we've seen Halloween Kills, we've seen Chucky 3 episodes, we've seen the Haddonfield Nightmare, we've gotten an official trailer for Scream 5.
Yes,
we had
during Halloween Kills, which was tremendous.
We had DC Fandom earlier this month, which gave us first looks at Black Adam, Shazam 2, the Flash film with, I'm sorry, when I heard Michael Keaton start narrating that shit, I damn near busted because it was so amazing to hear him. And then the scene of Flash, and he pulls the cover off, and we just are led to assume that that's going to be the 89 Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting over here all kinds of giddy because I have never given 2 pieces of monkey crap about the Flash until Ezra Miller started appearing in the DCEU.
Yep.
So if the DCEU has done nothing good it's given me a reason to care about the Flash.
See, she's on the bandwagon, Bubba.
To see this Flashpoint movie where we're going to get Affleck's Batman, we're going to get Keaton's Batman, like, holy hell, the only thing that's going to top that is when the final film for Spider-Man comes out. We've got Doc Ock. We've got all these awesome villains coming back. If we get Andrew and Toby with Tom, which has been heavily rumored, but still never made official yet, that's probably the only thing that's going to top this Flashpoint movie right now, in my opinion. And then during fandom, we also got our first look at the Batman.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I have never been a Robert Pattinson fan.
No.
Mainly because of a few movies that I will be showing later. But I'm sold on him in this role for the timeline that they are using.
Yep. He is a perfect hero on that.
Sold. Well, it's technically supposed to be year 2, but you know,
it's the same vein. And I will say this: the only thing that would make this Flashpoint movie better with all the Batmans is if they somehow get current dialogue and CGI Val Kilmer's look from '95. Because then, shit, here we go. We're off to the races, then, man. Oh my god,
dude! If they could pay a small homage, like Bill and Ted Face the Music did with George Carlin's Rufus,
right?
And find a way to digitize Adam West's Batman into this film,
right?
It would be over.
Absolutely.
It would be over.
Yep. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Like,
both
I'm sure they could do something through a computer and pull up like archival footage and have some dialogue from the TV series or something.
If they can make Dr. Loomis appear through makeup and voiceover, they can do any goddamn thing at this point with movies.
Exactly. And if you don't believe me, just look at Rogue One.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about this earlier, but I swore up and down that was a CGI of Donald Pleasance, like I did with Peter Cushing in Rogue One, like you just said. Nope, makeup and voiceover. Just completely blew me away when I found that out. Kudos to the entire team at Blumhouse and David Gordon Green. My God, that was awesome. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. We had trailers on Disney Plus for Hawkeye. And then today, the Book of Boba Fett dropped.
Yes.
OMG. Boba Fett has always been my favorite Star Wars character.
I notice.
Ever since Empire Strikes Back. Before the special editions put him into A New Hope.
Right.
When he died that sad, pathetic death in Return of the Jedi, even though the books say that he got out, I've always been the guy that was like, nope, he died right there. That's what the movies told me. I'm not going to dig into the extended universe because that's just going to be a Wonderland-sized rabbit hole that I don't feel like going down.
17 days.
And then for Disney Plus, we also got the final trailer for Get Back, the Beatles documentary that is supposed to turn what was the depressingness of Let It Be into more of a celebration of the band's final days.
Which would be awesome because like I said, Let It Be was exactly what you said. It was a downer. So
it really was. It ended up chronicling their demise. But Peter Jackson, and that man is known for like 27 hours of Hobbit movies where all they do is walk. He's gone through like 70-something hours worth of video footage that was shot to put together a film that showed brothers at work despite the turmoil leading up to their rooftop concert. And
you know what? We give Peter shit for the Hobbit movies and for the Lord of the Rings. It was only a trilogy, right? But he did a wonderful thing with King Kong when he brought that back, and I mean, yeah, it's CGI, it's modern, but you know what? they could have really just let that thing die when the fire happened at the park. And instead, they took that little tunnel and freaking Peter Jackson to that. Damn it. It's impressive. I'm not going to lie. It looks really good.
I agree.
So the fact that he's allowed the different universes, again, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit are what they are, whatever. But his other contributions to cinema history are just cannot be understated. And the fact, like you said, he got this footage together for the Beatles. Man, he earned major props with me, and I'm barely the Beatles guy. Like you and your dad and Aaron and everybody else, you guys, I'm barely on that list. But man, major applause for that.
Yeah, I was hesitant when I heard that he was going in to do something about this, but everything that I've seen makes me happy.
Absolutely, I for one look forward to really getting the Beatles. Like I said, I know the Beatles story. We've all heard, from Ed Sullivan to breakup, whatever. But somebody like Peter Jackson will really give us, ignorant, unknowledgeable folk a deeper story. So that'd be cool.
Yeah. And then about a week or so ago, a trailer dropped that I didn't know was out there in the works. And it's a documentary called either Alon or The Lawn, Promised Road. And it's a documentary on Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys.
Yes.
And Brian has never really been one for like sit down, in-depth interviews. He's always kind of been the shy guy when it comes to that.
By design, he is on purpose. So
yeah, but this, I forget who's directing it, but they've got interviews with like Elton John and some other really good big names, Bruce Springsteen. And then I don't know if you ever saw the carpool karaoke that James Corden did with Paul McCartney.
Yes.
They kind of drove through Liverpool and some of the old stomping grounds and Petty Lane and everything.
Yep, I did see that.
That's kind of what this looks like. Is this guy has got Brian in the car, and they drive to where the old Wilson home was.
Oh, wow.
And they drive to the beach where they took the pictures for some of the album covers. And like, does being here bring any memories back to you?
Wow.
So this should be a really good deep dive into the brain of Brian Wilson, who is also putting out an album called At My Piano this November, which is just him and his piano, no vocals, no drums, no other instrumentation, playing the Beach Boy classics.
I dig it.
So far, Wouldn't It Be Nice, God Only Knows, and Good Vibrations have been released on YouTube. I listen to them all very heavily. It very much reminds me of the piano guy in the Grand Californian Hotel that'll just sit there playing those Disney melodies on the piano. That's very much what this is reminiscent of. It's just Brian playing those songs on the piano.
That's going to be cool. And it's funny you mentioned everybody's going to be there. People don't, in my opinion, it's just me, don't give the Beach Boys the same level of credit that they should get as, like the Beatles, the Eagles, all these other bands, the Beach Boys are the jam, man. They just influence so many people. And yes, have they gone on past their time as far as the current touring? Probably. But you know what? People are paying to see them. And they can still cook when they need to get the gas lamp fired. So why not?
The problem with the touring Beach Boys is it's basically divided into two camps.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's Mike Love, Bruce Johnston, John Stamos, and their people,
right? And
there's Brian Wilson, Al Jardine, and their people.
Yep.
And very rarely anymore do the two teams come together.
Yeah.
For a true Beach Boys performance.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah. Maybe with this documentary, maybe the rock candy will soften a bit.
Maybe, but I mean, you talk about the people they've inspired. You gotta remember Revolver inspired Pet Sounds. Pet Sounds helped inspire Sgt. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was always that back and forth with Brian and Paul and their creativity levels.
Absolutely.
So I have always held the Beach Boys in a high regard. Maybe it's because from Southern California,
I was gonna say.
but
I'm gonna say
always held them in a high regard.
Between the Beach Boys and the Eagles, SoCal's pretty set.
You know, very briefly, I want to get into some of what we covered this month before we go.
Oh, that's right. We're here for Renegade's recap, after all.
You know, hey, I've got my format in front of me here.
You do. You're doing good.
That was part of what we wanted to talk about. It went a little longer than I thought, but we'll make it up in the next segment.
That's right.
As those of you that have been tuning in all month, I'm sure are aware, it's been nothing but classic horror films this past month.
Universal.
From the silent classics of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Nosferatu, and The Phantom, and The Hunchback, through all films of the major Universal monsters, minus Invisible Man because I did not have his full collection, but the whole Frankenstein series, Dracula, Wolfman, The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, even the Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein and The Mummy. We did some post-Universal horror films, a Vincent Price classic, a couple of Hitchcock classics, Night of the Living Dead. It's been a really good month. What one do you think got the most views, Jeff?
Well, my vain ass will probably say one of the ones I was on because I'm just that cocky. But I will honestly guess
both of the ones you were on came in the top 5.
I wasn't trying to be a cocky shit, but okay.
I know you weren't, but
I am. It's okay. It's my show. Whatever. God, I'm gonna say either Psycho or Night of the Living Dead.
You would be wrong.
With
73 views.
Wow.
On my channel alone. And last time I looked at yours, the same video had, I want to say, about 40 something.
Jesus.
Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
There you go. And again, people were surprised because I didn't jump in line and praise that with you. They were expecting a praise fest, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, but so
until you got the news about Vincent Price, which bumped it up to the 5 for you.
Exactly.
Second place was The House of Frankenstein with 24 views.
Okay.
Third place, surprisingly, was Abbott and Costello meet The Mummy with 23 views.
Wow. Okay.
At fourth place, there was a 3-way tie with Ghost of Frankenstein, The Mummy, and the original Frankenstein.
There we go. Yeah.
And at 17 views in fifth place, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman.
And again, Frankenstein was the first of the classics that I saw the whole way through because of you. So that was cool to revisit that and analyze it. That was neat. I enjoyed that. Like I said, I enjoyed the ability to watch the Abbott and Costello movie as an analyst rather than just as a fan. I mean, it may have skewed my approach a little bit, but that's what happens when you do these movie reviews. You get that Siskel and Ebert mode and you get all wiggy on yourself. But luckily I'm not the ones I'm doing for Hank's month I've already seen more than once, so it's not like it's going to be a big deal, thank God. Yeah, looking forward to what we're going to do next month, and we'll get into that here momentarily. I enjoyed watching these movies for the first time, sometimes for more than the first time. I love the meme this morning that popped everywhere of, waking up the day for Halloween, and it's Larry waking up in a stupor after his first night out there causing shenanigans. He's just like, what happened? It's just pretty much how we all felt about 6 o'clock this morning. Like, Halloween was on a Sunday. It's Monday. It's bullshit.
Yep. Well, the pandemic had to mess up last year when we had Halloween on a Saturday.
Right. damn COVID done screwed everything up. It was the perfect storm, and that freaking hurricane got wiped out by a worse storm. Oh, terrible.
Yep.
Oof. But it is what it is. On we go to the next.
Yep. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take our first commercial break. Here's a look at what we'll be talking about in segment 2. So there we have it.
I don't know why I moved, but anyway, there we go.
So there we have it for November. Tom Hanks is back. We are closing out the Tom Hanks filmography. There was just so much meat left on the bone, Jeff, that I didn't feel like I could move to another featured actor or actress without closing that book.
Right, exactly.
Plus, you figure, we relaunched 11 days into January because I wanted to launch on the anniversary of the channel.
Right.
So that already lost 10 days worth of movies right there that I could have done if I had launched on the first. Just left that much more for me to do. And being as how it's the second half of his filmography, there are some movies where Tom may not be the star. He may be more of a supporting role.
What today?
but it is what it is. I did try to leave out things like the Simpsons movie where it's just a glorified cameo.
Right.
At least as best as I could.
Yes.
But, Tom Hanks is arguably one of, if not the best actors of our generation. He's the boy next door. Yeah. He's the boy next door that everybody loves. I would say his female counterpart, probably Sandra Bullock, the girl next door that everybody loves. At least that's the way me and my dad have always kind of looked at her.
Yeah, I think between you and your dad's influence and of course Teresa's love of Sandy, I think that's a pretty safe bet on my end too. I can definitely co-sign with Sandra Bullock being that person. It was Meg Ryan back in the day. I'm not gonna lie about that, but she kind of
tapered off.
But she's kind of fell off visibility. So it really didn't happen.
Sandra, she's still very prominent.
Yes. Oh yes, definitely.
And I mean, it's ironic that we're going to get a film this month that has the two of them in it together. That 9/11 film, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I meant to see it when it came out, so it's gonna be cool to see it. I will say this: completely gratuitous plugs. For the record here, I'm getting 2 replays as I always do on my channel, and I'm looking forward to showcasing one this Friday. Another one I haven't seen with an actor with Tom that I'm very familiar with and I find hysterical. Let me go ahead and throw the graphic up there for the replay. Nothing in Common with Tom and of course the legendary Jackie Gleason. May he rest in power up there, that curmudgeonly old bastard.
This was the last film that he made.
Right, exactly. And that was what, 86, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and
So,
I'm telling you, when you watch this,
yes.
spoiler alert, you are
Okay.
not gonna like his character.
That's okay. I really like Jackie and the Honeymooners.
He was a crotchety, ornery curmudgeon of a man for a good 2/3 of the film.
Well, that's to be expected for something like that. So, and then I think all three of us are going to be on the other replay I gave because I think Mikey's on this one too. Let me just confirm
Yes.
with you.
Saving Mr. Banks will be a reunion of sorts. I'll be joined by both my brothers,
Yes.
Jeff and the Stat Boy.
Which, by the way, is the day after I'm at Disneyland, which is just going to be the best irony ever. I love that we're having that after Disneyland. That's tremendous. So that's going to be super cool.
And then we've got.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say Stat Boy's other appearance this month. I don't think you'll have the graphic ready for it.
Because I wasn't sure what it was.
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh, of course.
The film where he portrays Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
And then during the filming, discovered that he is like a second or third generation cousin or something to Fred Rogers.
Just the weirdest damn thing.
That really eerie.
Right. And then, as I do, because it's Christmassy, I get to close out the month with you. It won't be on this channel, my channel. It'll be exclusively on the Renegade channel. So if you want to see me cover a movie I've only seen once, believe it or not, it's a Christmas movie. I've only seen it once, but JJ and I will be reviewing The Polar Express, which I finally got to sit through the entire way. I believe it was the end of 2019. I saw it for the first time. Right? You know what? It was because my aunt gave me her copy to borrow after our Disneyland day at Club 33 2 years ago. So that's one and only time I've seen it. And I'm looking forward to watching it again with you and reviewing it and giving it because like I said, I watched it. I enjoyed it, but now I get to get into it because this is Tom Hanks playing every damn buddy. So
pretty much. Pretty much.
And of course, November 30th leads into proper Christmas season. So there you go.
Yes.
So
that was the other reason why it was so cool to do Tom Hanks, because his very first role is in a horror movie. So we're coming out of October and all those horror movies, and we get to do a Tom Hanks horror as we then segue into regular Tom Hanks films.
Yes.
And then December obviously is going to be all Christmas. So we get to do the Polar Express as the last day of November before going straight into all those the other Christmas films. So, you get an extra day of each month.
Yes.
Of the themed movies. It works out perfect.
And I will say this. I did happen upon your gathering of in memoriam images in the folder. So thank you for doing that, by the way. I'll definitely throw to you on my anniversary show for that particular segment because you got a thing. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that his bosom buddy passed this year, which sucks. Yes. The damn Big C got somebody again, so he'll definitely be on there. Good old Peter.
Yes.
But
yes, I made sure to mention that. I want to say it was on today's show. Because
I think so. I'll have to go back and watch it again. Like I was trying to get through watching that movie first of all, and then watching your review before I had to watch Raw. It was a very long day. It was not the best movie to lead into Raw because it's just oofa.
But you know what? As much as you didn't like the movie, I'll bet you enjoyed it more than you did Raw.
This is not a untrue statement at all because remember, Raw is 3 hours and Hulu divides it in half on purpose. Golly. Like, if I didn't have to follow Aaron and follow Raw before him, I wouldn't watch Monday nights. But it's like, I need to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. Usually, I'm not doing that shit no more. But yeah, Hanks month, again, I can't say enough good things about Tom Hanks. None of us can. I mean, you say arguably, I will go to war with anybody over the argument. I really will. He is, for my lack of money, because I the greatest actor of our generation. And you figure that's, late 70s, early 80s to now.
Yeah, I would definitely put up a fight for him as well. But I know that there's other names out there that would get thrown into the conversation. So right. I'm willing to concede because everything, as we like to say on our shows, is subjective. So I'm willing to concede
Ready.
and say, bare bones, I don't think anybody will argue that he's one of the top 5 actors of our generation.
Yeah, and
and I would fight for him to be number 1. I know you would fight to be number 1.
Yep.
So again, subjectivity.
Exactly. And there are, we're not hurting for a lot of good actors in our, your 45, my, almost 40 years. So it's, we've been, much like us SoCal sports fans had been spoiled with play-by-play announcers in our respective sports teams. We're not hurting for good actors in this generation of cinema, which is nice.
No.
So, yeah, Tom Hanks is never a bad thing to cover. And like you said, he's portrayed the greatest names of all, of all entertainment. Fred Rogers, Walt Disney. If he plays Bob Ross, I'm gonna have him call it a career and just be done with it.
Or Jim Henson.
If he plays Jim Henson, I'm gonna have a spasm like on the spot. Because first of all, he has to grow his Castaway beard back to do. So just,
I'm sure it's not impossible this day and age.
No, well, Tom's not getting any younger, God love him, and he was one of the first that got the COVID. So who knows where his body reserves at this point, God love him, and Rita both. Jeez. So, but it'll be a cool month. And like I said on social media, I have committed to watching the movies you're watching for review, and also started my Christmas binge. I watched the remake of Miracle on 34th Street this morning. The more I watch it, the more I go, it's never going to be Edmund Gwynn in 1947, but it gets way too shit on. It really does. I enjoy it more and more as I watch it.
I still, as of yet, have not seen that version. So I will, in time, definitely get to it. I'll probably try to sneak it in there this year, even though it's not on my list of films to review for December. Right. I'll try to, sneak it in there if I get far enough ahead of time. Like I'm doing right now. I mean, some of you guys that follow the channel may know and can see that there's videos up through Friday ready to premiere. I've been doing my due diligence because my girl's coming for a visit next week. So, from the 10th through the 14th, I'm going to be away from the studio. I got to try and have through the 15th canned and up and ready to go. That way there's nothing to distract me from having time with her.
Dude, November for family get-together is just looking pretty good for us. I mean, you've got your girl coming out, and I didn't make it public yet, but when we get to trailer number 2 for commercial break number 2, I'll reveal the changed itinerary for Disneyland. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you could do the Miracle remake instead of Santa's Sleigh. I'd be okay with that, for the record. I'd be totally okay with you taking Santa's Sleigh out of the lineup. And
I know you would, but no. Because I'm trying to piggyback off the fact that this year I did a whole month of movies with wrestlers.
I know.
So I'm trying to do a whole week of Christmas movies with wrestlers.
Yeah, but God.
And unfortunately, there's not that many out there. So once I get through this week of movies starring wrestlers, that's probably going to be it. And then I can just go to more of the other stuff come next year. Unless WWE Films gives us another Ms. Christmas movie.
Which I'm not opposed to any day over a freaking Bill Goldberg starring vehicle whatsoever. But I mean, you've got a good. Again, we're not going to the December trailer because it's a little early for the December trailer right now. But you got a really good lineup this year. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy with because I've seen most of them. Thank God. So I still, card carrying, or bleed route ready on my die. Have never seen Santa with muscle, so that's going to be cool to watch for the first time.
Yeah, see, I've sat through that once before. I'm going to sit through it again. It is not that great, but I'm going to sit through it again. But you can sit through Goldberg.
Whoa, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna sit up straight here and get real here for a minute. You don't detest the Hulkster like I detest Bill Goldberg, and you know this. So,
I don't detest him, but you know that I've never been his biggest fan.
No, but you know what? You can at least get behind the Hollywood love and throw up the NWO for life stuff. That's the difference. Goldberg done kick Bret Hart's head from Toronto into Maryland somewhere. So he's ruined more than one career. He did, and I'm not gonna get out on Goldberg. I'm good. It's the holidays.
Please don't. Please don't. We've only got about another half hour we're trying to go. We're not trying to make this an all-night affair.
Okay, fine. Santa Sleigh review. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be in the chat room.
Good. I look forward to it.
Yes.
On that note, let's go ahead and throw to our second commercial. And let's take a look at this new development that you teased a little bit ago.
Yes. Damn it.
You know, I don't know what makes me laugh more. Watching your hair loss through the pictures
Right.
of the video,
Right.
or watching Dylan grow up
Right.
through the pictures of that video. Because
I
I was there for a good chunk of those photos.
I'm going to say that was a big jump from the one of him kissing Mickey on the nose to the freaking preteen there 3 years ago. Good grief.
Right, with the emo hair.
That was the last time he and I were there together. Which so yes, for those of you that aren't social media messenger friends with me, he is now going with me on the 18th. So that's been added to the lineup. I was dead set on a solitary trip. It's just, you and I perfected the people watch trip. We always, you and I would just hop on the bus and just go and just sit there on the bench on Main Street and just watch the shenanigans play out through the course of the day, right? But
Much to the dismay of his mother.
yes. You know what? She done ruined him on Nazi Universal, so she can kiss my butt. Anyway, but I will say this. There is nothing like going there with your little one, even though he is not so little no more. He's going to be 14 in April, for crying out loud. He's already a teenager, and I told him this morning he was going with me, and I bought the ticket, and he lit up like he was 2 again, like in that last picture where he's just gazing at Mickey like Mickey's the only person in the room. I'm just freaking placeholder guy there behind his ass. Who cares about me? It was wonderful, and I said this on a post a few weeks ago. It's so endearing and wonderful that he has not lost that magic. He did for a little while. He did lose the magic of going. He did not want to go anymore.
I was just going to mention that, that I remember the times there where him going to Disneyland was like a chore.
Yeah.
Like, I got to go again, Dad. So to know that he got that glimmer in his eye again.
And of course,
really
he asked
makes me feel good.
Yeah. He asked about Avengers Campus. I'm like, you got another $60 each?
Because I remember from the files of Meenunky J, that one year where he was being a bitter pill all day this time of year at Christmas time. And we turned his stroller away from the parade.
Yeah.
So that Santa could see what a naughty boy we had, that he couldn't even see Santa in the Christmas parade.
They're not on Facebook now. I'm still editing, 2 years later. But there are pictures of that parade with his, his stroller facing Disneyana. I think it's the store there on the corner.
No, it was the one directly across from it, because we were over closer to the Mad Hatter, where they come out of the gates.
I could have sworn we were on the Disneyana side. That's whatever. It's freaking mincing.
It's a moot point, but I remember vividly.
Right.
I'm
so
the one that made him turn around.
So yeah, the fact that he lit up, that he was getting to go with his old man, who Dad's not cool because he's 13 or whatever, But it was awesome. And yes, I will get him to Avengers Campus. Y'all know me in the Marvel. I'm not gung ho or whatever, but the fact
it'll just have to be the next trip.
Exactly. And the fact they spent that much damn money to, to get rid of their bug infestation, I mean, demolish Bugs Land, to put the Marvel campus, Avengers campus, we got to go at some point, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted to do when my lady was out here earlier this year. It's what I knew she wanted to do most of all.
Yep.
And so that's what we did.
Yeah.
There will be plenty of time to make a trip into the main park for us.
Yep.
Just like there's plenty of time for you guys to go into the campus, because in all honesty, if you're smart about your tickets when you do the campus,
right,
DCA doesn't have to be an all-day thing.
No, not at all.
So unless you do a park hopper, you're out of there midday.
Yeah.
Decent time to get buses and trains back home.
Yeah.
Whereas the main park, you're there for fireworks. You're there for snow this time of year. You're there until the closing announcements almost.
I have already told
want to, DCA still doesn't have that longevity spending in it for me, despite how they've revamped it.
Yeah, DCA, I don't think will ever be a all-day park on its own. And you know what? I think I don't know if that was Eisner's intent, but that's how it worked out. And people we know, and hold near and dear, Marquez will lambast that park till they're blue in the face, Marquez. But I like the revamps. I like the fact that they've taken the effort, especially Iger and his successor. Like, okay, we screwed up here, so here's how we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it where it's still a Disney park, it's still a California feel, but we're gonna make it Disney. Pixar Pier, and the Tower of Terror is now a Marvel property, and just different things. It's little things, except for Avengers Campus. That's a whole other undertaking that God just carved a huge chunk out of that place, but whatever.
All I'm gonna say is make sure you're up on your MCU films before you step foot into that part of the park, because there are so many well-placed Easter eggs around that park that if you don't know what you're seeing, you're going to completely miss it.
Well, I will say this, based on the amount of money we had to spend to get the two of us in, and the amount of MCU movies and TV shows, it'll probably take that long for us to go back anyway. So it'll work out nicely. and you mentioned the snow and the fireworks. I will say this, they're starting at the 12th, which is awesome. We're going to be a weekend by the time we go. And you mentioned it's an all-day thing. I happen to look into my medical charts for there's going to be a really bad cough and cold going through the house. So we're going to miss at least 2 days. 18th, 19th, we're going to be shot because, trains only run so late, and Denny's is open, but Union Station isn't until 4:00 in the morning. So yeah, we're going to have early breakfast on the 19th. And if you're watching from Dylan's school, you didn't hear that. Just Men in Black. Anyway, you know what? We did it when we were kids.
Exactly.
You know what? When we were kids, it was only one park anyway. So you take the day that you can get, and you go. And
back in my days, DCA was a parking lot.
You know what? There are days where I wish it still was. It seems so much easier and simpler back then. It is such a kick to get down there. Luckily, he and I take the bus, so we get off at Harbor and we're good to go.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're off into the weeds.
I feel like we've gushed about Disney.
Yes.
For long enough.
I can never gush about Disney enough.
I'm going to start going through my new acquisitions.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going to try not to take up this whole 30 minutes just doing that. So I'm going to try to breeze through these. But I mean, I have a full bag of goodie. Like Santa be jealous at how full this bag is. So while I start running through these, if our viewers have any questions about any of the stuff we've touched on, or about any of the stuff that I hold up, please feel free to chime in. We will definitely, we won't scoff at a super chat.
Yeah, right.
If you can try and throw a couple of those our way, help a guy out. Looking at you, Big Baller G, if you're still in the room.
Disney food expensive.
So I have a couple of stacks, and then I've got a full bag.
Oh shit! Here
Like I said, I'm just gonna try to breeze through this as quickly as I can. For
I love your comment of
$1,
the salty chest. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
for $1, Denzel Washington flight.
Whoa!
For $1. And yes, this is going to be a theme in the future, a month of hockey movies, even though I've already done the Three Ducks films. But Mr. Hockey, the Gordie Howe story.
Oh shit! I gotta borrow that like now, like right now.
101 Dalmatians on Blu-ray.
For $1?
No.
I was gonna say.
No. We're past the dollar stuff. These are movies that I just didn't respond to the Disney Movie Club in time for.
Oh, okay, got it.
Partnered with Cruella.
Nice. I still haven't seen that yet.
Me either, but I've heard it's basically The Devil Wears Dalmatians instead of The Devil Wears Prada.
Sounds about right.
The Proposal.
Oh shit!
Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
See, I wasn't sold on that back when it came out because I wasn't a Ryan fan then. I am now, so I want to see it now.
Well, and it's Sandra, you know.
Right.
We were just talking about her. So
I love Sandra. Like I said, I wasn't sold on Ryan at the time, so I was like, no. So, but now I watch it for sure.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Atta boy. Right on.
Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion, because yes, I am still going to do a month of Eddie Murphy at some point. Eddie Murphy is another one of those where, you know, he had some clunkers in the 90s and early 2000s. I will not argue that.
Right.
But he's one of those up there with like Tom Hanks.
Yes.
As far as one of the best of our generation.
Yes. Before you move on, let me get my King's head on real quick here. I'll say this. Not only did Dieter play the Haunted Mansion opening, there's it on the organ, which was just freaking awesome. They also played the Stones' "Sympathy for the Devil," which goes back to our Halloween party episodes. I was like,
yes,
see, I wasn't wrong, damn it.
Yes, and I don't know if you noticed, but I hope our fans noticed that I actually put a link to a playlist in the description there with all the songs we had,
right,
plus all the other songs on my Halloween playlist.
Yes, and if you didn't see that, go back and watch the episode when we're done here, because I know it's getting late. But yeah, that was a tremendous little touch. I really appreciate you did that.
So for that month, you mean the Eddie Murphy month, babe?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and put yes or no. I just want to make sure because we got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah, I just didn't catch it in time.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
The good one, right? With Tim Curry?
Yes.
Okay.
45th anniversary.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you still need to tell me if the Shadowcast option is on there or not, because that's one of the best parts of the recent releases. So that's cool. I love it. That's great. That's so cool.
Just Go With It. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston.
Oh,
picked that up at Goodwill.
Right. Okay.
$3.99. So pay no attention to that $29.99 sticker.
Right.
A little bit ridiculous. $4.
It was worth $30 when it came out. I love it.
For less. Sharon Christina Aguilera.
Oh, gee, that's a throwback. Holy moly. Yes, JJ. It was Freddie Murphy month.
Parental Guidance, which I haven't heard much about it, but you figure Billy Crystal, Bette Midler, Marissa Tomei, and Tom Everett Scott. I'm there. That's a pretty good cast.
I would say so.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
The real Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay, you know what? Even Joss says that's non-canon. Let's not shit
I
on.
don't care. That was around first. Luke Perry, Paul Rubens, David Arquette.
I know.
And lest we not forget the Before They Were Stars appearances by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon as basketball player vampires.
Like I said, I love the Buffy movie. I've always loved the Buffy movie. I just don't like it that the freaking Buffy movie purists shit on the series and vice versa.
Bad Boys.
Attaboy. There you go.
I know that will make Mikey proud.
Will Smith, who looks the same age now, as does Martin Lawrence. Damn both of them. Anyway.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, sisters.
Who also look the same age. Damn them.
The Lego Movie. Yes,
Nice.
see? My girl knows what's up.
You know what?
And then, I'm going to get crap for these, but at the
Good.
price, I couldn't resist all 5 Twilight movies at $1 a pop.
You know what? They're worth about $1 a pop, so it's okay.
I just figure, eventually it's going to have to be done.
It's going to be a Halloween thing or a, ridiculously, I don't want to do this damn month or some shit like that,
I do want to do a month of like franchises.
Right.
Prime example would be like Fast and the Furious, but I've already going to be doing like a bunch of those when I do Rocky month next year.
Speaking of that, I got to give WWE some shit here for just a second.
Here we go.
We got this all planned out. We're going to do a month of Dwayne. We're going to have one dad's episode be his top movies and the other one be his top Rock moments, Rock matches, whatever. All of a sudden, it's Rock's 25th anniversary in WWE, so we're going to have all November be The Rock. I'm like, you mother truckers, you bugged our meeting. You guys suck.
I've been saying it for a while. If anything is going to happen with him and Roman, the seeds will be planted at Survivor Series.
Well, they've got 30 days to figure it out. So, and it is his 25th anniversary. And you know what? He turns 50 next year. Yes, he's still in redonkulous shape. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? But if they're going to get a main event mania out of him, they got to do it like now.
Yep.
So, anyway.
The 5-year engagement from the producers of Bridesmaids.
Nice.
I don't know much about the movie, but I figure Jason Segel, Emily Blunt, Chris Pratt, Kevin Hart, like that's pretty decent cast.
So basically all the current Disney pushes and Rock's little buddy. Cool. Okay. And you know what? I agree with CC. The last story was really good. It was really, which is why it's 2 movies, but I enjoyed the last story more than the other ones, without question. I'm with her on that one.
Interstellar.
Oh, geez.
Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, the Christopher Nolan film.
All right.
Another one for hockey month. Miracle.
That one's good. Like, I've seen that ridiculous amount of times.
Every time I've tried to sit down and watch it, I get like 15, 20 minutes into it, and then something comes up, and I never get to go back to it.
I only finally saw it for the first all the way through because it's Disney Plus. Isn't that awful?
Brad Pitt, Fury.
Oh, gee. There you go.
The Hangover Part 3. I had the first 2.
Because it needed the part 2 or 3.
And the rest of these are all regular DVDs.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
The complete first and second seasons of The Facts of Life.
Jesus. That's old school Facts of Life there.
Season 5 of Reba.
There you go. That's our girl.
The complete first season of Nashville.
Oh, God. I still never finished that. Teresa's going to kill me if I don't finish that damn series.
The Diana movie starring Naomi Watts as Princess Di.
Oh, that looks so good. I need to see that. Okay, cool. So when you move, I'm going to be basically just borrowing your living room and just like watching movies for a month, right? Okay, yeah.
21 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman.
I'm not familiar with that one, but okay.
Me neither, but it was at Dollar Tree and it's Chadwick Boseman, so
Right.
The Hatfields and the McCoys.
Ooh,
Kevin
nice.
Costner and Bill Paxton.
Yes.
So, one film's Wyatt Earp and then the other film's Morgan Earp.
Hey, I love both those guys for reasons, so I'm all right with it.
West Side Story, which is having an anniversary screening through Fathom Events. I might actually go see it for the first time in theaters.
When is that?
November 28th and December 1st.
Okay, noted.
Or December 3rd, something like that.
It's soonish, yeah.
How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Jesus. That movie's going to be 30. Isn't that ridiculous?
Thinking I'll throw that into next year's Valentine list.
Oh, we have a super chat.
Woohoo!
It's an Australian super chat. I think that's what that A is for. From Blake Riley. Yeah, I think it's Australia. Have you guys seen the Hellraiser movies? I've seen the first two, the last two nights, and love them. Hoping to watch third and fourth tonight. No! Stop where you are. Don't go beyond the second one. Dear Christ, man. Pump the brakes.
I've seen a couple of the Hellraisers. It's
Oh.
not a franchise that I really get into.
I wasn't either.
You know, Pinhead is cool, but some of the other dudes that like run with Pinhead are just stomach churningly creepy.
Yeah. Well, before I get to, let me get my answer. But first of all, CC says good film. Yes, it's a great set. Hatfield's it's wonderful. All right. So as far as Hellraiser, I only started watching them because of Travis's ass. I'm gonna kill him when I see him next because it just I'm gonna use another one. It mind fucked me so bad, like worse than I ever thought it would. Oh my god. Even the Hellraiser, even Clive Barker will be like, after the first one, it starts going downhill. After the third one, it's a freaking steep decline down a horrible hill. You're trying to hang on for dear life because it got relegated to direct-to-video for a reason. They are just god-awful. I wish you well if you go beyond the third one, dude, but I appreciate the $8, and having appreciated the $8, I'm going to give you advice. Oh, my God, don't do it to yourself. Read the synopsis. Save yourselves the hour and a half, if that, of torture, because you'll be more tortured than the people in the movie.
Subjective. One man's opinion may not be yours, Blake, but I kind of tend to agree with him. Once they went past the numbers and started becoming like Hellraiser, Inferno, Hellraiser, this subtitle here, they kind of lost their cool.
Great example. Again, I'm not going to, Halloween, when it took the number off and started going into Curse, it derailed, then regained, and it came back and forth. Hellraiser just derails and the train crashes into a freaking mountainside. It's just awful. That's what I've heard, but I heard the fourth one was the last one. Yeah,
I believe you're right about that. As long as you stick with the ones that are theatrical, you should be good.
Yeah, I think 4 was, if I'm trying to remember, 4 was, I won't even say it was okay. It was just what it was. But after that, oof. Yeah. Anyway, carry on, my wayward son.
Brokeback Mountain.
I saw it.
I still haven't.
Yeah, you definitely have to get yourself into a zone where you're not in your comfort zone. Just leave it there.
The Birdcage.
Nice. That's such a great movie.
Because another month I'm trying to look up and plan for is a Robin Williams month.
We gotta do a Robin month. I will be on every show that month. Damn, I love me.
The only thing we won't probably cover is Aladdin, because that's going to be covered in Disney Month Part 2 next year. But we've still got the third one. What was it? King of Thieves. That was straight to video, where he came back after Return of Jafar. So we've still got an Aladdin movie we can do. It just won't be the Aladdin movie.
Right.
Mr. 3000, Bernie Mac, for next year's baseball month.
Nice. Bernie Mac, another forgotten soul.
Spartacus.
Holy shit. That's awesome. CC goes Birdcage.
Golden Pond.
Dude, I'm loving your girl more and more. She's down with the Birdcage. I'm all right with it.
I'm telling you, dude, once you guys finally meet face to face,
It's gonna be tremendous.
The Graduate.
Again, a recent watch for me. I watched it in film class not more than 10 years ago.
The Flintstones Stone Age Smackdown.
God.
Gotta have content for next year's movies with wrestlers.
I know, but oh boy.
Summer Rental with John Candy.
Jesus. If you don't know, please educate quickly, folks. Oh my God. Overboard. Yes. Probably the most shit-tastic movie ever, but it's worth every minute of it. It's so funny.
Which one?
So hokey. Overboard.
Oh.
Overboard's just a mess, but it's great.
My Fair Lady.
Oh my God, you just won my dead over with that one.
The Godfather.
Nice.
By the way, a lot of these I'm showing you right now were $1 a pop.
That's absurd. These movies are $1.
To Kill
There
a
you go.
Mockingbird.
Okay, so we read that. I want to say it was 10th grade, sophomore year, and then we watched that movie. So
Sounds
good.
about right.
So good.
Ice Guardians.
Ice
Wendell
Guardian.
Clark, Brett Hull, Dave Schultz, Dave Semenko, Joe Cocker.
Whoa. Oh, Joe Cocker. Yeah, they're actual hockey players. I haven't even heard of this. What is this?
Ice Guardians.
Is it a documentary?
I assume so. Yeah, top 10 documentary for 2016.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'll have to ask Dad about that when he wakes up. Interesting.
Poltergeist.
Oof. No. Oof. Ah.
No, you're gonna sit through The Exorcist next year again.
Oh
But
no!
Poltergeist.
Oh no! I revised that cluster F of a thought. No way. Ooh. Nope.
My favorite Elvis movie, Jailhouse Rock.
Nice. That's tremendous.
Founded for $1, baby.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you know, the Aussies, you know, you're paying $5 to have it shipped down there. It's $4 for shipping to get all the way across the friggin' world. So, you know.
A lot of these that I'm going through right now that I found for $1, I found a seller on the Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
And originally they wanted $2 a movie, but if you bought 10 or more, they became $1 a pop. And I ended up dropping like $25 with this person.
You need to kick me with this person off air and let me know who they are, because I need to get me some movies. Because I don't have enough, clearly.
Yeah. Hollywoodland.
Jesus.
With Ben Affleck as Superman.
George
Reeves.
Reeves. That's it.
Before he played Batman. So he has been both Batman and Superman, god damn it.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, you know.
People need to stop hating on Affleck. Because he was the bomb in Phantoms.
He was.
Moonstruck.
Jeez.
Cher and Nicolas Cage, baby.
That's it.
Dirty Dancing.
Oh. You know, she's watching. She loved that one.
Another one that I'm going to probably put into my Valentine's movies for next year.
As it should be.
Okay, I bought this one mainly because it was 47 cents and it was at Big Lots.
Oh,
and just
shit.
the way
Okay.
they described it intrigued me. They described it as Twilight meets Tarantino. The Thompsons.
What the shit?
I don't know, but the best vampire film to grace screens since the 1987 neoclassic Near Dark. Yes, I did just say that. That's the review from the critic on the back.
I think you overpaid.
You know what? For 47 cents, it's still cheaper than a Redbox rental.
I said what I said.
Dude, Wacky Races.
Holy shit. Dude, you cleaned up on this. People, the people they're like, you know, 20 years younger going, what the hell are these guys doing? That's awesome.
Pacific
wow.
Heights.
Wow.
Melanie Griffith,
Yes.
Matthew Modine, and Michael Keaton.
That's right. And no one put Baby in a corner, CC, except if she's on when she's on Friends playing the freaking jilted ex-wife. Anyway.
Sandra Bullock and Chris O'Donnell.
God, Chris O'Donnell looking like he's freaking 15 years old. Baby Robin.
Right? Like
Baby
I want to
Bird
say that
there.
was around the same time as Three Musketeers.
Jesus. Baby Bird there. Holy moly.
When the Bow Breaks.
Oh,
Morris
wow.
Chestnut and
Mhm.
Regina Hall.
Yes.
The Honeymooners Christmas episode.
Oh, snap. That's definitely
$1
Dollar
and a
Tree.
quarter.
That was a quarter?
$1.25.
Oh, I was going to say, if it was a quarter, you definitely underpaid.
The complete first season of the Andy Griffith Show.
You damn right.
$2.50.
Those of you streamers out there, that's hard copy, bitches.
Another one for baseball month next year.
Yes.
For Love of the Game with Kevin Costner. That makes 3 baseball movies that he will be featured in next year. This, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams, baby.
Dude, I was so mad at Katie the other day. She said Bull Durham was on TV. I'm like, what channel? She didn't tell me until it was way over. I was like, ah.
Will Smith, Concussion.
You know what?
Based on a true story.
I was going to say, I watched that when it came out because of my stuff.
Reasons.
Right reasons. So good. Cannot sell that movie enough.
DC Superheroes, The Flash.
Jesus.
This was a Dollar Tree find.
I believe it.
Machete Kills.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, dude. Danny
Yeah, when he
Trejo,
wasn't on TV,
Sofia
on his face.
Vergara, Amber Heard, Vanessa Hudgens, Jessica Alba, Cuba Gooding, Michelle Rodriguez, Antonio Banderas, Lady Gaga, Mel Gibson.
So should we just call Danny Big Pimpin' at this point? I mean, there you go. So here's a movie trivia for the Renegade.
Okay.
Which
I got
well-known
5
scream,
left. Go for it.
which well-known Scream Queen is in part 2 of that?
I haven't seen part 2. I haven't seen part 1, honestly.
I haven't
I
either.
think it's Danielle, isn't it?
It's Danielle Harris. Yes, sir. She was impressed with it. I'm like, I'm a wrestling fan. She goes, oh, she wasn't impressed anymore.
Matt Damon, The Great Wall.
There you go. I recommend watching the first 2 seasons of the Flash TV series, but sub after that. You know what? My boy is into the Flash, the whole Arrowverse, so I have to disagree with you, sir.
Exorcist, The Beginning.
Ooh. Oh,
75 cents.
yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You overpaid.
Marauders, starring Bruce Willis and Dave Bautista.
There you go. Big David, Bruce Willis. Look at him rubbing shoulders with the high and mighty. Oh, 61. There you go.
Another
If
one
you
for
don't-
baseball month next year.
Again, if you don't know the story of 61, get on your shit, folks. Showtime. Oh my god.
And another one for my Eddie Murphy month. That is The Hall.
Damn near took the half hour anyway. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah.
Hey, you know, I tried to go as quick as we could. We did get a super chat, which kind of distracted.
Which is fine.
But, you know,
We're okay with
Yeah,
that.
yes. Thank you for the super chat once again, Blake.
Yes.
That brings us to the big announcement.
Yes. I mean,
If there's
we still
no
have
other
proper here in
questions-
30.
If there's no other questions, I haven't seen any come up.
Again, I can see where you'd say that, like as far as the Flash series, but you know, I enjoy. Like I said, I haven't seen it through. I need to sit down and, you know, being semi-acquainted with, you know, Stephen Amell and the whole Elite or whatever. I definitely need to watch the Arrowverse and really get up on that, because that goes into Crisis, which goes into Superman. So I gotta, you know, I will watch it, but my son, whose 13 attention span is worse than mine and JJ's combined, he watches it religiously. So if he watches it, I'm sold. Anyway, big announcement from the Custom Studios and the Jeff Internet Network.
All right. So next month on Renegades Recap, time and date TBD. We're going to hold our first opportunity drawing. Now, how this is going to work is anybody who super chats us $5 or more during the episode will get an entry into the opportunity drawing. For every $5 that you super chat, you will get another entry. So $10 gets you 2 entries, 15, 3 entries, etc., etc. If you go and start following the Renegades Review Facebook group, which is located at facebook.com/groups/Casa D18 Studios movie reviews
Groups / say it again.
/ Casa D, the number 18, Studios movie reviews.
A big long title. That's okay.
Well, I tried to put Renegades reviews, but they wouldn't let me use Renegade for some reason. You will get an additional entry into the opportunity drawing after you have donated your first donation.
Okay. So you have to donate first. Okay.
Yes. The prize, we have at least 2. By then, we may have 3 bundles of Blu-rays and DVDs, all brand new, still sealed in the plastic. We're not talking about just like Dollar Tree titles, although there are a couple of those in there. I'm not going to front. We're talking about things from the Disney Movie Club that maybe I just didn't respond quick enough in time, and I already own these movies, so there's no point in having another copy. We're talking about films from Marvel, X-Men, Captain America, Disney titles like Pinocchio, Lady and the Tramp. We're talking a film from the Star Trek franchise, a film from the Star Wars franchise, amongst other titles. Not going to give everything away. You're going to have to participate and do it. But all the entries will be collected during the next episode of Renegade Recap. And then the following day, live on Jeff's show, we will do the drawing. That way we have time. We can go back through. We can compare with the group to make sure people are in there for extra. And then during Jeff's show the following day or the following Monday, whatever, if we end up holding it on a weekend,
I was going to say
the opportunity drawing via the computerized wheel, and whoever wins will then message us 2 stacks of movies, 2 bundles, 2 winners, 3 bundles, 3 winners.
Right.
They will get their stuff sent out to them so that hopefully the way the postal service works, you will get your films in time for Christmas.
So and again, this is just me right here. Look at the calendar now. It looks like if we did the recap on December 5th, I can do the drawing on my post Raw December 6th show. Would that be too late for Christmas?
That might be too late in the month to do recap.
Yeah.
I would prefer to do recap on either the 29th, probably like the 28th or 29th.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it 4 weeks from now, the 29th, and then I'll do it on Talk Wrestling the next night.
There you go.
That way it's on both channels, no DQ and mine.
And you can even stream it onto my channel, that one episode.
There you go. All right, so there you go. You guys got 4 weeks to gather your donation monies together.
Yes, save. We never get a whole lot of super chats during my show, so this is a way to try to engage you to donate to us. Put some super chats in there. I've had to pay for all these movies. None of these movies came to me free.
No.
So trying to get a little something to give these bundles away. Each bundle is going to have at least 9 movies.
That's awesome. And let me I gushed over Disney. Let me gush over this guy for a second here. He and I need to refilm the parts of the Mickey tribute that you're going to see that aren't me and Dylan at the park at the very end of the show that day, because I want to give the mouse his proper due, and Minnie. I'm trying not to ignore Minnie. I'm really not. But he's going to be at the controls for that day, and I can't stress enough how important that is to me, because I get to go do something I haven't done myself in 2 years with my kid in 3. And knowing that I have somebody I can trust at the controls here, running the clips I want to air, running the clips that he and I record, whatever, is so important, so monumental, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's because of stuff like this where he's got all these movies, be they Disney or whatever. It's for the love of we talk about sports, the love of the game, wrestling, the love of the business. This guy loves movies. I've never known somebody that just loves watching movies more than JJ. And for him to take movies that he's purchased, essentially to put in his collection, and realizing, what, I have this. Let's share the love of movies with all of you guys out there watching, all of you guys out there that watch my talking head 5 days a week, and God love you for that. It's just a little something. So if you guys, we're gonna be pains in the asses all month plugging this show, for the record. I'm gonna be a right. You thought it was promotionally bad today? I'm gonna piss you guys off for the next 4 weeks. But I want this show to do well. I want to get into December and really start hammering toward the end of the year. And there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming from our channel, from his channel, my channel, from Mikey's show, from the Great Cherry brand, from No DQ coming up. A lot of good things coming in the next year. Wrestling is what it is, and it looks like it's going to be what it's going to be for a while, because it's very much status quo. We've got WWE and AEW doing their thing. Ring of Honor's shutting down for a quarter. God help they recover. Impact's still trucking along. But we've got so much more to entertain us. We've got sports, we've got movies, we've got TV shows, we've got all these great things that I think in this country especially, take for granted. We really do, of how much we have to just sit there and engage us, sit on our asses doing jack. And I would love if some of you guys got to get one of these bundles and love movies, period, like he loves movies, like I'm starting to love movies. I've been saying it for a couple years. Him and Aaron have this list on our documents page on Google of movies I haven't seen that I need to see before I die. It just keeps growing. Scary. So if you guys can join on that, on that troop and help me along with movies I haven't seen, let me know what I should watch. And like I did with Blake, and steer him away from the garbage, this is going to be a big help for that. There's a lot of movies in these bundles that you guys either have seen 100 times and you love, or you've never seen and you probably will love. So I encourage you all to come back in 4 weeks and party down with us again.
Yes, hopefully it won't be this late in the day, though, in 4 weeks.
No, but I won't have a show that day in all likelihood, so we'll try to go on before Raw that day.
Okay, so there it is, the big announcement. Like I said, I'm not going to front. There's a few Dollar Tree titles in here, Big Lots titles, things like that, but a good chunk of this stuff is, like I said, Marvel, it's Disney, it's, Star Wars, Star Trek. It's respectable name stuff.
And if I may, people, I've been, why do you guys have it? We have Disney Plus now. We have Hulu. You know what? Streaming sites go down.
Mm-hmm. Streaming sites are not reliable. You have to have the proper internet connection to have the high enough speed for it. The sites are constantly taking stuff down and replacing it with other stuff. So, you may want to watch Beverly Hills Cop, just a random title. And maybe today it's on Netflix. But that doesn't mean come December 1st, when the new month starts, it'll still be there.
Yep.
And if you want to watch it, on December 3rd or December 5th or whatever, it's not there.
Nope.
So unless you've got it in your collection already, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Because you relied on digital media.
Yep. Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, all those rely on a lot of different things. If you have, let me see if you've got a Blu-ray or DVD player, some sort of TV with a proper connection, And one of these, you'll never go wrong, folks. I promise you. And if you didn't scratch,
Exactly, Blake. Exactly. DVDs are always going to be around.
and you know what? Yeah, they get scratched. Like you said, for most of you, you can replace them for a couple bucks now, so it's not a big deal, as opposed to paying $10, $20 a month for the services. So
thrift stores, yard sales, Facebook sellers, they're your friends.
Yep. I'll even go as far as giving eBay and Etsy a little bit. Like I said, Etsy I found, and again, this is, but the pre-special edition versions of the Star Wars trilogy, you can't find those nowhere no mo. George Lucas purposely buried those things and said, "I'm sorry if you like those. Those aren't my true vision." You know what?
Those haven't been officially released since 1995.
Yeah, I know, because I've got the VHSs, the black VHS boxes with those versions still in my collection to this day. But now I have the DVDs.
And those weren't widescreen.
No, they're full screen. So they're all like, they're edited for television. They look like shit because they are shit quality. They're made in the 70s and 80s, god damn it. And they're supposed to be. But, again, George, it's his universe. We just play in it, right? So,
exactly.
But us, us folk that were born, and again, I was born after Return of the Jedi came out. Let's not kid ourselves, because I'm that much of a baby. But, those of us that grew up on the classic grungy, grimy, Star Wars, having those in my collection, and I have the digital copies, no less, which is just tremendous to watch digital copies of the mess. It's freaking hysterical. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff you're going to get in these collections. You're going to get the stuff you haven't seen in a while that you love and you miss, that, you can go on Disney Plus and watch it, or Hulu or Netflix or whatever. But like I said, nothing beats, you know what? I'm bored here. Let's throw something in the DVD player and see what happens. And it's great. So I encourage everybody to come back in 4 weeks. Now that I've talked until the 28th, come on back here in an hour when we come back on the air again, and we'll be good to go.
Blake, once again, perfect. Netflix in Australia doesn't have that much compared to the American one. So he's always having to get the DVDs or Blu-ray, and he's much more of a collector, so he prefers DVDs and Blu-rays. Blake, I've got almost 2,000 DVDs and Blu-rays in my collection.
Jesus Christ, I don't have that much.
Almost 2,000.
Yeah.
So I totally get it.
It's so fun. I see that meme all the time of, WWE Network when we were kids, and it's the freaking VHS, the blank VHS with a tape written on it, WWE Superstars from whatever. Like, that's not a lot. I made a funny the other day of, I've got, somewhere on tape, I've got the last episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, the last Home Improvement, and I want to say Raw Zone is on that same VHS. So, that's old school. Yeah, you can get it converted. It costs money, but you know what? Why not? Like I said, as far as hard copies go, it's because of this guy that I've got this stack at my side at all time. This is the entire Halloween saga. 2 versions of the original, if you count the TV cut, 2 versions of Curse. It's like, damn it. I finally have the animated Back to the Future series because I'm a glutton for punishment, clearly. But, it's just stuff like that.
You sat here and talked down about Hellraiser, but you have the Back to the Future cartoon.
Hey, you know what? I do have it.
On that note.
Hey, I have it. Doesn't mean I don't shit on it, and rightfully so, because it sucks.
On that note, I think it's a good time to say farewell to all of our viewers. Much as they say at the place behind you, now it's time to say goodbye to all our company.
That's right.
Thank you very much for tuning in, joining me and Mr. Meacham over here for this episode of Renegade Recap. We look forward to seeing you guys again in 4 weeks, once Thanksgiving is over. Once you're done with the chaos of Black Friday, hopefully you'll be, settled in. Your food will be digested. You'll be waking up out of that turkey coma. Hopefully, yes, Black Friday, The Undertaker's all-time greatest matches, which we'll be filming here in a couple days. because we do what we do. Yes, a couple more weeks, we got the top 10 all-time feature films from Pixar. No, it's not going to be Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, Monsters, Inc., Monsters University, Incredibles 2. We're done. Good night, folks. No, there's
Shit,
actually
that's it.
going to
Yeah,
be
that's
some
it.
thought
Well, now you
into
spoiled
our
it.
list. You know,
Here we go. Let's see. Blake Riley says, "You've got more than me." I mean, yeah, dude, steelbooks are like becoming like they're a thing. I didn't even know they were a thing, and he got me that steelbook of the Universe Monsters. Man, the steelbook for Halloween 18 was a bitch. It was like $40. I was like, ugh. So
I own one steelbook. It's actually the Peter Jackson King Kong that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I picked it up at Best Buy a few years ago. It was dirt cheap. It was like $5, $7 or something like that for a steel book.
Right.
I was like, all right, you know what? I don't own it yet. I'll pay that for a steel book.
There you go.
I'm not all into the trend like some people are.
Right.
But, you know, if I can find one for a decent price, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean, they released Halloween 4 and 5 recently as I collected steel, and Halloween 5 has the restored Dr. Death opening, so I might have to get that just because. And yes, Blake, you know what? Honestly, if you get through them all and skip Revelations, I can mess with that. You'll be all right. It'll be, and you know what? When it's all over, come on back here in 4 weeks. I'll give you a hug. It'll be okay, brother. It'll be okay. I promise. Hoofa.
So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again for joining us for this wild ride. Thank you again to Blake for the super chat. Thank you again to my lady for popping in and joining us for as long as she's been here.
That's 1 o'clock.
Don't know if she's still. Yeah, I was going to say I don't know if she's still here. She hasn't really said anything lately. She may have gone to bed. And I'm not mad at her if she has, because it's 1:15 in North Carolina. So
God bless her. Jesus.
Jeff, thank you very much for joining me for this haul.
Of course.
We will see you guys next time.